Thank you, Chairperson. I don't think anyone who has heard the allegations against Mukhwanazi can say Mukhwanazi must write a written statement. What are you allowing? What are you suggesting? Mukhwanazi is at the center of Matlala's rogue behavior. He gave Matlala the state. The state that was given to Matlala passed to his girlfriends and friends. We cannot allow that. Fitted blue lights on him. Mukhwanazi is alleged to have abused power and used the Metro Police for their own personal protection, where there are even allegations of death. People were killed. How is that written statement going to answer those questions? We cannot allow that, not Mukhwanazi. Mukhwanazi allowed this shenanigan to play itself out with the mayor of the DA driving in blue lights, cars that belonged to CAT and fitted blue lights. Why is that not an answerable appearance question? Mukhwanazi has got a case to answer where young women were crying that they were intimidated through his collaboration to a point where they were driven to graves, crying tears, explaining those issues. You don't want a person to come and appear and give that explanation as to what were they doing with eroding the authority of the state and abusing it to a manner in which they've done. Because municipality is a small state. It's a small state. That's what we're investigating. That's what we said we're going to call municipalities here to come and account. He is at the center of that. That former intelligence boss also said he wants to come to us because there are serious questions about him. I don't agree, and the EFF doesn't agree that Mukhwanazi must not appear. He must appear and answer all these shenanigans. They've been running amok. They've been running amok, doing as they wish, making mockery of the state, making the state look laughable. And that is actually involving Ket Matlala, which we're going to ask him questions, some of us, about that role. He will make certain allegations or confirm certain things against Mukhwanazi. That time we've got a resolution that says he must have a written statement and he must never come back to us. We will argue with a written statement. That is not in the best interest of this committee. This committee must hold everyone who did wrong accountable. They must appear in public and come and tell us the story as to what happened, my guy. How do you call a guy like Mogotsi? I'm not disagreeing that you must call him a clown that looks like a potential patient of mental hospital, must be called there to come and answer. But here is a man who abused the authority of a small state. Mogotsi was a chance taker, two-timer, but he's going to come to parliament. We all agree. But here's a man who went to put a badge on his shoulders. He didn't know even how to put that badge. The sorts were looking at the bag as a demonstration that he doesn't know what it means to be what he is. He went to hijack that position. Why are we not calling someone like that to come and answer him? Where did you get the promotion? Who gave you the promotion? Who gave you the badge? Huh? Who gave you that honor of wearing that badge? Because that badge is not a playground. So, Chair, Mukhwanazi must come, and then Mutiba will agree with a written statement.
Okay, thank you so much.
Chairperson, thank you very much. I think we were prepared to be aligned with your ruling, Chair, especially when you were saying that we must not raise issues again. But I do want clarity. When you started with this meeting, and I must put it on the record that as the ANC, we did not think that the issue of General Mukhwanazi, was a matter that we would necessarily quibble on. So we're not going to do that. But part of our reasoning also speaks to the issue of timing. Now, you have said to us that as things stand now, I heard Honorable Saul saying we should not foreground that matter, but it is a reality. We do not have the luxury of time. Now, given the fact that you have now agreed on, or at least we have now agreed on 6 names, can you then speak to us, Chair, on what we expect is going to happen as it relates to the timing of those witnesses? Should we perhaps prioritize on the witnesses given the time that we have? If General Mkhwanazi and whoever else becomes the priority, but we can't just leave this thing open-ended when we know that we do not have the time to conclude this matter, as we don't yet have an extension. Thank you very much, Chair.
Chair?
Honorable Malema.
Yeah, no, I'm very happy, Chair, that the protectors of Mkhwanazi are now showing and using technicalities to try and protect the people they've been working with.
No,
it's very clear.
Chairperson, can you call that into order?
No, you are working together. It's very clear.
No, we are not the ones who were driven around by Mkhwanazi. It was you and the DAPs. We are not going to be told that.
No, you are not going to take that approach the same way you did with PPE and IT.
No, you're not going to do that. We are raising issues here. You were not even in the meeting when we were discussing time. But how you come in, you are late, you don't know what we were discussing before, and then you want to tell us that the protectors. You are the one who are using Tala's cars. Don't tell us that.
We never drove in any. Why are we calling for Mkhwanazi to come? You are the ones who are refusing Mkhwanazi to come, and you are using a technicality to prevent Mkhwanazi to come.
And make a meeting a chaos. No.
Honorable Malema must raise.
You are protecting Mkhwanazi. Do it. Let the people know that you are protecting Mkhwanazi and you are using a technicality to protect Mkhwanazi.
Withdraw, Honorable Malema. Raise your point. Raise your point.
Honorable members, may you please listen to me.
So the payer is Tasmika Construction. Do you know whose company Tasmika Construction is?
Yes, I know. I know what who's the owner. Suleiman Karim.
Suleiman Karim.
That's correct.
So we see on the 10th of August, there were 2 payments of 100,000 each from Tasmika Construction, Suleiman Karim's company, into Khotle Specialists, your fiance's company.
That's correct. That's correct.
And then if we go down to one row, we see that on the same day, there was a payment of 150,000 from Khotle Specialists.
That's correct.
To Tau Matsamela.
That's correct.
Is this the funding for that interdict application?
I believe that's the one. That's correct.
So a couple of questions. Why was it channeled through Khotle Specialists?
I believe that that time, this Brown Mogotsi Foundation did not have the bank account had some problem. But in addition, my fiancée, she's also director of Brown Mogotsi Foundation. So there was nothing wrong that they could pay because a certain amount. And it's very much important that it be noted that my fiancée and Suleiman Karim, I thought you would have obtained statement from 2010, maybe 15, 16. They've had a relationship of business, subcontracting, all those things. I'm not part of that. I'm not even in a position to answer for that. And there was nothing wrong that the money could go through the Khotle. Since one of the directors of Brown Mogotsi Foundation is the owner of Khotle.
So Tasmika Construction funded this litigation with those 2 payments of 100,000 into Khotle Specialists, which is your fiance's company.
No, I cannot say 200,000. We requested funding, and then, like I say, they have history. There are other transactions which were not related to that. The amount paid to the lawyers, as is reflecting, that's the amount that has been paid. I cannot say he funded for 200,000 or 200, separate 100,000 rand.
So you're saying 150,000 was funded from Tasmika Construction?
It was paid, okay, I'm talking on what I see, was paid to the lawyers, that's correct,
For this case?
for this case.
And then if we go down, we see that there were 2 further payments of 50,000 each on the 19th of September. That's just before the hearing.
That's correct.
And they come with the reference from S. Is that from Suleiman Karim as well?
That's correct. That's correct, Commissioner.
And those 2 payments seem to fund a 70,000 payment to Tau Matsamela from Khotle on the same day.
You see, on the part of funding and how much was paid to the lawyers and stuff, I believe it will be very much fair and appropriate for the Commission to direct either its communication to the director of Khotle, because I cannot speak on their behalf. And I went through this, I saw a lot of bank statements. I can honestly confirm now to the Commission that I will not be in a position to talk on behalf of these finances. Perhaps the Commission, if find it more important, could inform Khotle and get their auditors to bring their books and stuff like that.
Are you suggesting that you have no control over Khotle at all?
I'm not suggesting it's a fact. I don't have any beneficiation from Khotle.
Do you get paid money by Khotle?
I don't get paid money by Khotle. This is my fiance. You can go through, if you check the statement, you'll always see some references, Brown. It may be an error on a what you call a bank app, but the bank accounts where the money goes does not come to me. It's not my bank account.